people, this is going to be the last set of Halloween nails for this year. I'm calling this one Witching Hour. And I am starting off with Beetles polish. And we're doing these on a long stiletto. I'm just going to go in. This is the pinky nail. That's the only one that's going to have that polish solid on it. The rest of these are going to be done with this glaze gel. Now originally I was going to do these on a medium length stiletto, but all the ones I had were natural ones. I didn't have any clear ones, so these needed to be clear. I know they don't look clear right now because they've been buffed and stuff, but they are clear. Because I wanted where the glaze is, I wanted that to be see-through at the end. So we're just going to go along with those, get those all on. And in they go to cure. And like magic, they're back. Or are they? Nope, they haven't gone in yet. Now they did. Now we're back to the second coat. Okay, I'm only doing 2 coats on the pinky. I am going to be doing 3 coats of the glaze. This is very sheer. And I want to make sure some color is going to show. So this is coat number 2. Coming up, well, as you guys see this, it will be all over, but coming up for me on Saturday is my pop-up nail shop. My first one. I'm kind of freaking out a little bit, having all my stuff out there and having to actually deal with people directly. Not my strong suit. I'm pretty much a behind-the-scenes kind of gal, so this is going to be a little scary for me, but I'm going to do it, and hopefully things will go well. And, oh, we got one more, I think. Okay, now those are going to go into cure again. And now we're back for the third coat. Only on the glaze nails, the third coat. Next week we'll be doing a fall set. I don't know what it's going to be yet, as I haven't decided. So if you want to see that, stay tuned. Been quite the ordeal today to get this video done. My computer is on its last legs and it really did not want to start up today. I had to wait for my husband to get home from work to work his magic on it. Okay, those are going to go cure now. Now I've got some of the purple Beetles on my palette, which is what we're going to be using to paint stripes on the ring finger, the middle finger, and the thumbs. They're all going to be striped. Now I wanted to do a little bit of a curvy stripe, just a little bit of a curve to it, not a lot. So I'm going to start off at the top with kind of a partial part of a circle on there. I started off doing this with my detailer brush, and after doing this top part and I think a couple of the stripes, I realized it was going to take way the heck too long. So at some point you're going to see me switch over to a striper brush. And I just wanted these to have just the slightest bit of a curve to them. I didn't want them to be like straight across the nail. So it took a little bit of finesse. And just since I know there's some new people here lately, I just want to reiterate, I'm not a trained nail tech. I have learned everything that I know how to do through trial and error. and other YouTube videos like this one. So just want to make sure everybody's clear on that. I don't want to get any complaints that, I'm not doing it right. And I know some of the way I do things may or may not be the correct way, but it works for me, and so that's what I go with. That one, I have to take some off of that right side because it's not very curvy. Okay, now I'm switching to the striper brush, but first I'm going to take a little bit of that side edge off. That looks better. And this will go a lot quicker now. The right tool for the job always helps. Now there'll be some stuff coming up here where you're going to see me kind of make a mess out of things. Well, not yet, but when we get on to the next step. I like to leave that stuff in so I could show you guys how things can go wrong, which they frequently do for me. And then I can show you what I do to fix them or how I resolve the situation somehow. Now, I went with a wide stripe on these because I didn't want to have to paint a whole slew of stripes for one thing, and I thought real skinny stripes might make it look too busy. So we went with the wider one. Okay, I'm going to be done fussing with this in a second, I think. Also, oh yeah, there was a little piece of something on there that I had to get off. I did cure these individually, like as I was done with getting the stripes the way I wanted them, just because I was afraid maybe it would start to spread on me and make my lines not straight, not smooth. So we did go one at a time. Now, I'm not showing you all of the rest of them, but the nails I mentioned will get the stripes. Now these are, I have pulled out the black witches and cats out of this mix of stuff. I got these at AliExpress. There were three different of these boxes of different stuff. I'm also going to be using those black stars and a few purple ones. This is the second step now. We did the rest of that off camera on the rest of the stripes. Now here's where things started to go a little wonky. Now I started off, now I should have known better because I've done this whole thing before on different type of stuff, but sometimes I kind of forget. Anyway, we're going to put the base coat, a layer of base coat. Now I started putting it on the whole nail, and you'll see why that's a bad idea in a second. I don't know what I'm fishing around for right here, but something is happening. Okay. Yeah, she did not want to get on there. All right, we're going to put her on. Now, I have too much base coat on there, and you're going to see what happens when I go to put the light on it, unless I cut that part off. I think I did. The first time I did it, I had way too much on it. It just slipped right off the side and ended up on my glove. This time I've got a little less, but we're using the LED flashlight to cure that so it's flat to the nail. Now, see how we have a big mess? See all that excess base coat that's squeezed out of there? Don't worry about that too much. I'm going to break off as much as I can, and the rest I'm going to use my nippers and clip off anything that's sticking up that I can get a grip on. I know it looks really bad now, but trust me, by the end you won't see that at all, and you won't even be able to tell that was like that. Now, as I go along through each different nail, and with every one of those glitter shapes I put on, you'll start to see less and less of that excess stuff because I finally got down that I just need a little bit. Like I just put the little bit of base coat, a very thin layer, where I want the item to be, not all over the whole entire nail. Now this is still, this is the tacky base coat from when it cured. I was hoping the cat was going to stick down to it and I wouldn't have to get the lamp on there, but it did not. So now we got to put a little bit more on. That's even probably more than I need. And now we got to get this guy back on there. Also, as I went along, I realized I didn't need to hold it on the light as long. I mean, it only takes a few seconds, really, literally like 3-4 seconds to set it down where it will be flat enough. You don't need to hold it on there like for a full 30 seconds or something. There, see how nice and flat he is, laying down very nicely on the nail. Nothing sticking up except for those overflow of base coat stuff. I think I'm getting my nippers out here. I'm going to clip off as much of that as I can. And as I said, you won't see any of this. I know it really looks like a big mess right now, but you're not going to see any of that when we're done. So don't stress out over it too badly if you get the same thing happening. Now, once I am fairly happy with that, I am going to put some more base coat. I'm going to put a layer of base coat over the whole nail now in a second. Just go right over everything. Don't mind any of that stuff. Trust me, it's really going to get better as we go. Now I'm putting this on here because I'm going to put the little stars on. Now the only ones on the stars, the bigger stars that have the cutout one in the middle, those I did have to use the LED light, the flashlight to get those down. But the little teeny tiny ones, they just go on there real nice. They don't stick up at all. Like those, they just kind of lay into the base coat nicely. This one also, this nail, I probably should not have put both of those, the cat and the witch, on there because it really wasn't. It was kind of a little too crowded for them, but I went with this was the first one I did. So I decided after that, except for the thumbs, I put both on, but on the rest of them, I just did one or the other on there. Okay, that I believe is going in to get cured, and we're moving on to the pinky. Now this one, I'm going to put base coat on the whole nail because we're just going to put some stars on here, and that should go fairly easily. So that's one of the ones you have to use the light on. At least I did, because otherwise the little pointy ends stick up. And if they stick up too far outside of the, the base coat or whatever you're putting over it, you could encapsulate them with acrylic or builder gel. I don't like working with builder gel because I have a lot of problems with it. So I just do, if I can get away with it. Sometimes you have to do it, but like on this, I could get away with just using base and top coat to encapsulate them. But see how the pointy bit's sticking out there? We're going to put the flashlight on it, but just on that where that star is, because we don't want to make the other ones move around and become a mess. But just briefly, a few seconds. Okay, that was long. That was more than we needed, but and then the bottom one. And there we go. Now they're laying down nice and flat. We only have a little bit of overflow base coat sticking up in there. Not as bad as the other thing, so we're getting better. I'm also giving this a layer of base coat here to help smooth it out. Actually, yeah, this might be top coat. No, I think it is base coat. Shoot, I don't remember now. Either one will do. And of course, then there was a hair. Oh, and it didn't want to get off of there. Couldn't tell if I got it off or not. Alright, that guy's ready to go in for curing, and we're going to move on to the next one. And now we're just going to put a little thin layer just where we want the item to go, not on the whole one. And we're going to put the witch on there, just layer down. Here, however you want her lined up or positioned. Then we're going to go in with the flashlight again. Now you'll notice I don't take the flashlight and go down on top of it because the little stamper head end of the flashlight will fall off and it's the royal pain. Plus, if I do it this way, I can control easier how much pressure I'm putting on it. At least for me it was easier to do it that way. There. Now see how nice and flat she is on there? Nothing's sticking up at all. And then I'm going to put a layer of top coat. I think, well, let's see. Yes, over the whole thing. I mean, that's not top coat, that's base coat. That for sure is base coat because we're going to stick the stars on there now. And by the way, those stars like that one and all the little teeny tiny ones, they're black. But when the light hits them a certain way, that's when you see the colors come out. Because I wanted to pretty much do purple and black set. And see, now since I only have one on here instead of the witch and the cat, now I have more room to put the stars in better placement areas so they're not all crammed together. I always have to remind myself less is more because I tend to want to put way too much stuff on everything. But I think I've been doing a little better job at editing myself, hopefully. And I'm just going to use the flashlight, I think, on, oh, wait, I got another one to go on there. On the big stars. Let me see. If I'll lift it up and look at it from the side and see if they're sticking out or not. Sometimes you'll get one just in the right place where it lays totally flat, and then you don't need to do it. Because once the base coat is cured, it's not going to move. It's going to be there. Yeah, I can see the one at the bottom there is sticking up on the edges too. Now you'll notice that I'm not holding it on nearly as long now as I was before because you don't really need to. And there we go. By the time I got onto the second hand worth of these nails, I was getting them on there pretty quickly and things were going really smoothly. So there is hope for me yet. I do learn eventually. And this is the index finger, which we're leaving with just the gel glaze. And this is going to have just stars on it. In case you couldn't tell from most of my equipment and anything that you might see coming through the shot, my favorite color is purple. One of these days, eventually, I'm going to get around to doing a video of a tour of my nail room. Then you'll really see the purple. Luckily, my husband's favorite color is also purple, so I was able to get away with painting my room purple without any complaints. Also, our whole bedroom and bathroom are purple, which you guys don't care about that, but I just thought I'd throw it out there. Okay, now we see the big stars are sticking up a little off the edge, so we're going to flashlight those down. That other one is the one that just came out of the lamp. Something was going on with it I was looking at. I don't remember what now. Okay, we're ready to paste those suckers down. Okay, and that's enough. That would have been enough where I had before. You also don't want, you need to press firm enough for it to squish into the head to make it lay flat, but you don't want to press it too hard because that's when it starts to slide around, and also you'll pop your nail off the nail stand, and then you have a real mess because then you've got a wet nail you're trying to wrangle, and wet base coat is getting everywhere on everything. Yeah, I'm just clipping off. This one had a teeny tiny little bit of overflow of the base coat that I clipped off. But you'll notice I'm not getting those big patches like I was at the beginning. So, as I said, learning curve. Now that may or may not be a layer of top coat. I'm not sure. Now we are ready for the top coat layer. Or one of them. I'm going to put a very heavy layer of top coat on here. And I don't believe I show it, but I'm going to do a second layer too. I think I didn't show the second layer of the top coat. But I'm going to go in with 2 heavy layers of it. Now this is a tempered no wipe top coat, which means when it dries it's a lot harder than your regular no wipe top. Which I didn't realize there was a difference until I got this, and then I would notice as I was trying to file on the tempered top coat, it takes a lot more to get it off of there than the regular one, so it's a lot harder. Which I like it for encapsulating stuff. Plus, I think it has a little bit better of a shine than the regular no wipe one that I have. Okay, this is going to be the first layer we're still working on. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to show you the second layer, but there will be a second layer of a heavy top coat. Now when we get this one done, we're going to be, if we get it back on the rack, we are going to hold this upside down for a little bit. So since it's such a heavy coat, I want to make sure that it runs away from the edges and I get more of it at the center of the nail. So we're going to hold it like this for just a little bit, and then in it goes in the lamp to cure. Now we need to file and buff. See those little pointy bits sticking up? We need to get rid of those. Now I started off using my hard file. Just give it like 1 or 2 swipes and it would take it off. But just to get those pointy sticking up parts off. Now I'm moving on to a buffer file, which I just got these recently, and they are a lot more rough than the one I have been using for a long time, because I guess mine is a lot more worn out than I thought it was, because this was taking off the stuff a lot faster than I expected it to. So I wasn't quite as careful with this first one, but later on I am a little more careful. See how I've now filed the points of some of those stars off that were sticking up, so now I've got some silver bits. That's what you're trying to avoid doing. So ultimately, we just want it to be smooth, which it now is. And I've done the rest of them off camera. We are ready for the final top coat. And I'm just going in with a regular layer of top coat, not heavy or anything. Just want to get it on there smoothly. You might also notice my nails, that one, my thumbnail with the pumpkin right there is now glossy, whereas the rest of them are still matte. I had to repair that one, and when I put the glossy top coat on it before I was going to do the matte, I liked it better just glossy. So I'm going to go through, before I leave tomorrow, I'm going to go through and put gloss on the rest of my nails because I think they look better that way. Anyway, we're still getting the top coat on here. Now I'm trying to make sure that it's going to cover those shape things, because sometimes my top coat likes to bead up where the glitter shapes are. Just once I make sure that they're all covered, and there's nothing where it's like leaving a hole. Then those will be ready to go in and cure. And now they're back. And now we're going to take these off. I'm going to clean the back of them off. We need to top coat a layer on the back side of these because they have the clear part on there where I want it to be see-through. In order for that to happen better, it needs to be clean and clear coated on the back too. See, I'm just sticking them back on there very gently because I don't want to push them on there too hard, but just enough so they'll stick upside down. I'm cleaning these with a Q-tip with some alcohol on it. Now, you're going to see here in a minute when they'll start to dry, a little bit of the Q-tip fuzz is going to stay on there. I've noticed when I do the longer nails, I have that issue, but with the shorter ones, I never get that, so I don't know what it is, but I guess just using it longer on the bigger surface causes it to rough up faster, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to get that off of there. Then I'm going to be taking a lint-free wipe with alcohol, and then I'm going to go back over those and wipe those out again to clean them up better. See how you can see the little white bits of stuff on there? That's the little cotton fuzz I was talking about. I am just going to clean these up really good. Just in case anybody's interested, I do clean all my nails off really well on the back side and the front side right before I box them up to go in the box for hopefully for somebody to buy. So they are clean. I know some people I have seen in some of the nail groups express concern over they didn't want to order press-ons because they were afraid of the whole COVID thing, but frankly I don't see that to be an issue. But just in case you're worried, they're thoroughly cleaned with alcohol. Okay, now we're ready for the top coat. Now you're going to put a super, super thin layer on here. Really, really thin. And you'll see me go back at the end after I get it on all these. I'm going to go back at the end. I'm going to clean my brush off really well on the bottle, and then I'm going to take a swipe down the center of each one of these just to get any top coat that may have pooled towards the center, because we don't want it to have anything on there that's going to interfere with it fitting on your nail or just making a weird, just a weird part in there. And you'll notice also how clear they look on now that they're top coated on both sides. You can see they look more clear like glass now. Okay, now this is the excess wipe off, and those are ready to cure, and they have been cured and they're back out. And here we go, putting together my final picture. If you like these nails, go ahead and give me a like. I would really appreciate it. I was trying to show you the see-through part on there because it wasn't showing up on this mat very well. Also, if you want to see more of my stuff, you can go ahead and subscribe. I upload a new video every Saturday. Every once in a great while, if I have extra time, you might get something during the week if I can knock something out that's real quick and easy. But there are the finished ones, and let's move them over. Here we go. I hope you like them. Hope you guys all have a nice Halloween, a safe Halloween. And coming up is the ending shot. There we go. Okay. I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Thank you so much. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.